If you want to, we can set it up. Good morning, y'all. It's Monday morning. It's Monday madness. We are up and at it. Thank you so much for coming in and liking the live. How nice are you? How considerate are you? Let's get some soft music. Y'all, I woke up this morning so motivated. I love being off on Sundays to just rest. Let me take this out. Oh, let's also do a mic check. Let me do a mic check. Let's see. Let's see. Do we? Yeah, I just got a code out of nowhere. Let me do a mic check. I haven't even gotten the notification that we're live yet.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I just
got
got it. Okay, boom. Mic check is good. Oh, do your mic check, baby.
mic check, mic check. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
Michelle. Good morning. Yeah, we have a fun topic this morning. I'm actually really excited about it. Um, okay. Let me get us right on TikTok. My husband just set TikTok up. So y'all haven't seen this view yet. But we are excited to be talking about. Well, let me get us right on TikTok and then I will sit down and yield to the topic. What time? All right. But how is everybody doing this morning? How was your weekend? As y'all know, we take Sundays off. Excuse me. I'm trying to multitask. Okay. All right. That's awesome. Okay. So now, thank you, baby. So now we are set on TikTok too. Okay.
No.
We got YouTube going up. What is up, Michelle? How is your morning going? Our big boy is up running around, exercising his legs this morning. But the baby is asleep, so y'all already know when the baby is asleep, your girl gonna eat, okay? But Michelle said it was good. Just got home from mowing the bunkhouse. Okay, girl, I have to check it out online. I've been meaning to. Good morning, TikTok. I've been meaning to check it out, but I haven't. But y'all, I feel so amazing this morning. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting the live. Um, we got some updates for the week that I want to share before we get into our topic of Frenchie breeding from hobby to full-time income, which we will be explaining in greater detail this morning. But really quickly, we are the Rosharon Frenchie Breeders, home of the 3K Pup Baby. We have puppies on the ground. If you guys are interested, are seriously interested in any one of our beautiful puppies, you can give us a call at 713-789-9789. Baby, you already know we're going to be on the line. Baby, we have 4 beautiful boys and we have 1 beautiful girl, and we are so delighted to be sharing our time, our energy, and our efforts with you guys. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so y'all, Monday update. All right, so I wanted to do this live stream. It's so much easier for us to live stream now, um because we have a lot going on, not just with the boys but managing business and now having a litter and preparing for our last 2 litters of the year, because we have 2 females that we're bringing up, but they are not ready yet. So they should be ready at the top of the year. But I wanted to talk about how to transition from breeding being a hobby to being your full-time income, right? Because it's not easy, but it is doable. All right. And my husband is here too. Although he's with Trust. So y'all gonna get some interaction with Big Boy Trust today. So we are full-time breeders. For those of you who might be new to our TikTok or our YouTube. And I want to say some things, of course, like our way might not be the best way for you, or it might not be your way, but it's how we have been doing things, and it has been very beneficial for us. Y'all know we do stuff a little different, but I'm gonna just put it out there. We are full-time breeders. However, we have consistent income coming in to the house. Okay, so we don't solely rely on breeding. So let me say that again. We're full time breeders, but that is not our only source of income. We have consistent income coming into the house. So, for those of you who might need a little encouragement this morning, or who might feel like, why am I doing this? What is it worth? Will I ever be able to quit my full time job and pursue my dreams? Yes, yes. If you stay faithful, you definitely should be able to quit your job and pursue your dreams. However, you have to be smart about it. When I was younger, y'all, my mom, listen, my mom is very animated. Y'all think I'm funny? My babe, my mom will tell y'all, I used to quit jobs like it was like no tomorrow when I was younger. Like if somebody was rude to me or if somebody treated me, inappropriately or whatever, I would just quit a job. Wouldn't even have anything next in line, but I would just quit because I'm like, what is up? I don't know. I used to be like, no, I deserve better than this, but not understanding how life works, not understanding how the workforce, how the workforce works. When you work for other people, okay, it's nothing like working for yourself. But when you work for other people, you subject yourself to their treatment. You subject yourself to their salary, right? You subject yourself to their rules, their regulations, whatever they want to do or however they want to run their company. That is what you are at the mercy of them and their business, right? But it's not until you realize, like, wow, okay, I'm spending all this time on this job, or I'm investing all of this time and this energy, and I'm still not able to make ends meet. I might as well just work for myself. I might as well, if I'm gonna be working hard, I might as well put that time and that energy into, me and my family. And that's the attitude that, not to say it like that, but that's the mindset that me and my husband have. We would much rather put the time, the energy, and the effort into building our legacy, right? Building something that's gonna last. And a lot of you guys have come to us asking us for advice on either how to breathe full time, how to quit your job, or how to scale your business. We said all the time, y'all, it's not easy. And I don't want to say I hate, but I don't want y'all to think that we are like putting on the front. It's not easy. It's hard. I look tired now. Okay. My husband, he does a lot in our business, behind the scenes of what we show you guys, but it's not easy. But if you want to become a full-time breeder, this is what I would say to you. Have consistent income coming into your house. If you're married, maybe one spouse will work and then one spouse will stay at home, right? What is up, stars? Talk with some, hey, Mama Rosharon. Okay, that's new. but have consistent income. Now I'm gonna be quiet and I want my husband to speak to this because y'all, I used to say I'm the mind of Rosharon French Breeders and he's the muscle. But yo, my husband been shocking me here lately. Okay, my husband is becoming more the mind and the muscle. Okay, I'm waiting to get back to being some of the muscle, but he's full muscle. But I am going to hand him the mic and have him give his input on should you quit your job, when to quit your job, how to really run a successful breeding business, maybe still working, or maybe just stepping out on faith and saying, hey, if I'm gonna put in 40 plus hours over here and get paid pennies, I might as well put in, 40 plus hours or even more at home for, running my own dog breeding business. But I'm gonna give it to you, babe.
Yeah, just want to quick touch base on that because first of all, I would never tell someone, especially if they just start breeding or want to be a breeder and you have a 9 to 5. I will definitely tell you not to quit your job yet.
Right.
Okay, because you need to put in that work. Um, you need to see some kind of profit. I ain't saying you're gonna just start pay yourself one time or try get something, but you need to put in that work, and also it could take time before you even actually see a profit. You understand? It could
Yeah.
take a year, it could take 2 years. But guess what? Always bear in mind, if that's what you really want to do, is that if that's what you really love, is if that's your dream, don't give up.
Right.
Just don't give up. All right. It could take a year. It could take a 2 years. It could take 2 months.
True. Ooh.
3 months, your life could change. But the fact
That
that
my husband
you're
preaching.
not giving up, that's the main topic, right? Because I'm gonna go back quick and come back on the breeding. When I came to the US, I my first job was at Amazon warehouse, and I used to put in the real work. When I walk into the building, the supervisors, the managers, my coworkers used to clap for me when I walk into the building. Why? Because they know when I step into the building and I punch in my once I punch in, I get straight to work and I'm in business. If we're gonna work, let's work.
Right. And
But
he's
the
like
thing
that
I
now.
realized is after almost 3 years, I was 2 months from getting a $3,000 bonus, guys, and I still quit. I still quit, and I'll tell you why. So, working at Amazon, I used to do a side job, and when I say side job, working for myself, okay? And putting in all that hard work and sweat for another man company when I have other workers around me, not even putting in the amount of work I'm putting in, right? So one Sunday I went to work and I just decided, you know what? Since I have my side job, what I'm working for myself, why I don't take all that energy and just put I, look, something just told me I went on break. I went on lunch break and something just told me, look, if you're gonna put all that energy into someone else,
Oh, come here, baby. It's okay. Come here. You want
if
some
you're gonna
juice?
put energy in all that energy in someone else's company,
Hmm.
and I already working for myself and already see what I'm making a day and what I'm bringing in a week. I used to make close to 5,000, depends on a good month, 6,000 working for myself. I was like, no, I need to quit today, today, today. And I went to human resource and I told them, listen, how can I quit? And then I just put in from that day on, I haven't worked for anyone. I've been working for myself.
That's true.
I mean, now we are full time breeders, and I'm still flexible right now. But the good thing I enjoy also is that I get to be home with my family. I get to spend more time with the kids. I get to do more stuff around the house. But just let me go back, not to get drift from the topic. You just gotta be consistent. Know what you want.
Yeah.
Don't give up, no matter what. Not because you see 3, 4, 5 months, a year come, you don't see no type of profit. Still, if that's what you want, you gotta stay consistent. And guys, it's a lot of work. Breeding is a lot of work. Is we try to show you all as much as we can.
Right.
But even with a 2 month old, and you hear we on the live right now, and you can hear our little son, we still got to be moving around. He wanted something to drink.
Right.
We still got to multitask, and that's why every time we try to go live at least twice a day, and sometimes we would say we'll go live at 8, and we don't go live until 10, because we still got to dedicate our time to our kids. You know, they're growing up so fast. We don't want to miss out on this actual time. You understand? But I just want to throw it out there again and just letting you all know, if you want to be a breeder, if you is a breeder, if you whatever your goal is, you just got to put in that work. Put in that work. That's when you will see the results later down the line. All
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so let's speak to the people who might have a full-time job, right? But maybe they don't have a savings plan, right? Me and you, like we kind of have those like risky kind of greedy attitudes. It's like I'm gonna get it by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that in the most humble way. But for people who might not be as risky as us, right? For people who are like, look, I have kids to take care of. I can't just quit a job. What advice or what solid plan of action can you give them? Um, they really want to be breeders. They might not love what they're doing right now, but they don't have any savings. What would you say to those people?
Hmm.
Like they don't have cushion right now.
Well, I would say if they don't have the cushion right now, don't start.
Mm.
Point blank, I would say don't start because guess what?
Oh, that
Things
hurt me.
look when it comes to dog food, when it comes to um how you call it, pea pad, because in the breeding game, and we always try to talk for on our behalf, like the money we spend on dog food, on just dog supplies alone, right?
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah,
It's a lot.
it's a
But
lot.
guess what? That's what we love to do. That's what we want to do. So
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do. You
yeah,
understand? It don't, and I always said it in the life, it don't matter how much it costs to save a dog life, it don't matter how much it costs to feed the dog. That's what we dedicate, that's what we decide to do, and that's what we're gonna do. All right.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I would say still don't start. Take your time. Especially if you have kids and you don't have the money yet and you're still working a 9 to 5. Just take the time when the time is right. I think you will able to start, but don't try to force it.
okay, Michelle said this is great. Oh, I'm sorry. She said that is very good information. Star said I'm going to send this to my father because he's keeping a female out of the litter and I'm pretty sure he wants to breed her himself. So I'm not sure
Okay.
if Stars is the breeder of the family and his father is looking to get started, or his father just needs some encouragement or some inspiration. But this is a good topic, you guys, and people normally don't talk about things like this. But see, I'm gritty, but I'm a little more gentle sometimes with my presentation or with my responses. But I'm happy he said don't start because honestly, that's probably the best advice I've ever heard a full time breeder say.
And
Uh,
not to cut you off, I just want to touch something quick again. And one of the reasons I say don't start, because guess what? You could start and invest in a good male or good female. Example, good male or female, good male, good female. I would say, let's say 10,000, right? But guess what? If you haven't done your full research or anything and you start breeding, you might have to go invest in another male or female. For instance, let's say that dog has some health issues or
yeah, true.
anything in between.
Yeah,
And that's the reason I said that, because look, we never know that we was gonna invest 45,000. And I'm just talking 45.
right,
We spend way more than that. I'm
right,
just going on the low end.
right,
45. We never knew we would have spent 45.
right.
And guess what? During in the process of breeding, certain things happened that we had to get rid and shuffle up and
Yeah,
make some changes in our camp,
yeah,
and that's how we end up spending 45. So you never know what could go wrong. That's why you need to have cushion, you need to have money there just if in case anything,
that's true.
yeah.
That's true, and that's a great point. And thank you so much for bringing that up because I wasn't even thinking that way. Like my mind was more on like the inspirational side, like oh, if you love dogs, of course you should breed. But no, that's great insight. So let me add to that too, because you okay, baby? Because although we invested a lot of money up front, you might not have to invest a lot of money up front.
Yep.
There are different ways to start. And we've talked about this in other live streams and videos,
Come
but
on,
I
girl.
haven't fully broken it down how I'm about to break it down right now. A lot of times me and my husband kind of debate on whether we started the right way, right? But y'all, in essence, there's really no right way to start, because over time you'll learn things about your business, or you might even learn things about yourself that probably would not have been exposed if you started a different way. So just because we chose to start with two pets doesn't mean that you should start with two pets. Y'all, if you have a stud, if you have a great looking male, you could build a successful breeding business with just the male. You don't even have to whelp. You don't have to incur a lot of the expenses that breeders like us or breeders with females incur. So you can make a lot of money just having a stud. And we don't really talk about the importance of how you start, and not scaling so quickly. Just because you see us with 8 dogs now doesn't mean that you should aspire to have 8 dogs. Let me not say it like that, because you should have aspirations. That did not come out right. Just because you see us with 8 dogs now, um, I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, to be successful, I need to have 8 dogs. So let me say it like that. You can be successful with one dog. You don't need 8 dogs. Y'all, we are literally like about to have a business meeting right now to see how we can scale down from 8 dogs. Our business grew very, very quickly, and we weren't even planning for it to scale so fast. Having a male dog could definitely explode your business, right? Um, Having a male dog, what, babe? You'll only have to pay for what? Maybe some vet visits,
Yeah,
shipping semen,
yeah.
um, what, testing semen analysis
Mm-hmm.
if you can't do it at home, pee pads, food, the basic stuff.
Yeah, the basic.
Yeah, no whelping, no heat cycles, no accidental breedings,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you have one dog to take care of. Maybe you can travel, you can
Just
enjoy.
making sure that dog is healthy. That's
Yeah,
that's the number one. That's the first step. Making sure that dog is healthy.
yeah. And when he says making sure your dog is healthy, this is what he means: going the extra mile to be a responsible breeder and getting your dog health DNA tested. Y'all, we stress this on every live, literally every live. Taking your dog to the vet or taking that puppy to the vet, it does not um, guarantee you that that dog is free of disorders or that dog is not a carrier of anything. You want to make sure that you get your dog's health tested. That will save you a whole lot of money in the future. And let me say this too: how you start, we say it all the time, how you start does not have to be how you finish. Even if he's not the best looking dog, right? Even if he's not the best looking dog, but maybe he is healthy, he's clean and clear, he has some structure, he has some color, he has great qualities. You can start with a good looking dog. He doesn't have to be the best looking dog, but you can start with a good looking dog and um stud that dog for a reasonable price and just build your way up. You can either keep a puppy back or acquire a puppy through a puppy back guarantee with
And
another breeding.
and as you say, it doesn't have to be the best looking structure, whatever dog. It's just that you could, by breeding and breeding, you could actually create or have a vision what you're looking for.
Right,
So by breeding, you took a male or female from the next leader. You find, okay, wow, this one look good, I want this one.
right.
You breed again, you gonna eventually, by starting being in the game, you gonna create
Yes,
or try to create what you want or what
exactly.
exactly you're looking for.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. A lot of times we focus so much on the mom and the puppies and stuff like that. We kind of negate from talking about how important it is to just sometimes have a good looking male. If you have a male right now and you're interested in breeding, start with the male, you guys. Like, start with what you have. I think that's the takeaway of today's live stream. Start with what you have. Even if you have a female and she's not the best looking female. Now, we're not telling y'all to go and breed anything, right? But I like to think about breeding as forming, right? So me and my husband have been in conversation of wanting our own garden. My husband is from the Caribbean. I'm from Louisiana. I grew up with the garden. I grew up watching my grandparents, have their little garden, and y'all, we tried to be as natural as we could be. My grandmother, I never saw her eat takeout ever in my life. Like the only type of fast food I ever seen my grandmother eat was a French fry, and it wasn't often. And she lived to be 62 years old, and she didn't even pass from natural causes. She passed from an aneurysm, from the stress of life, from dealing with us. Okay, I was much younger. I'm saying us, but family stuff. But it wasn't even like natural causes. She was very, very healthy, and we're trying to get back to that. But I like to think of breeding as forming. If you have a small little patch in your yard, right, and you start your little vegetable garden with that small little patch, eventually that patch is going to grow, it's going to multiply, right? It's going to be fruitful, and you're going to benefit from just starting. So that is the importance of today's live stream. We are encouraging you guys to just start. If you don't have the finances right now, we definitely understand. We've been there. We've wanted, certain dogs or certain looks, and we just haven't been able to afford them. And I had to be more comfortable with saying that because I didn't grow up with that mindset. Like I grew up, my mom, if I wanted something, she was gonna get it for me. And that's not the right mentality because um I'm thankful that my mom exposed me to, a certain lifestyle, but the mentality was if I want it, I'm gonna get it. Um, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. On the good front, it's if I want it, I'm gonna get it and work for it. But on the bad end, it's if I want it, I'm gonna get it, even though I shouldn't have it. So I think to speak to my husband's perspective of if you don't, what's up, Nova Frenchies? If you don't have it right now, just wait. Do your research. Definitely know what you're breeding. Right? We don't want to be breeding disorders. We don't want to be breeding, um, bad genes, bad temperament. You don't want to start with just anything, but it doesn't have to be the best thing. Because what classifies the best thing?
Mhm.
What like what classifies the best dog? Who makes the rules on what the best dog is? So I want my husband to clarify what I'm saying because I don't want anyone to take what I'm saying the wrong way. But do you understand what I'm saying, babe? Like what classifies the best dog? What classifies the best female? What classifies, like who determines that?
Mhm.
Who determines
Well, I think only me, you, or whoever you determine your dog. I guess.
you
Like,
right, as long as the dog is healthy, free,
hmm
free of disorders. We breed for health and not color and structure, not just color and structure, but we breed for health.
yeah, because like our dogs, we had our DNA on our dogs, right? We paid. They had a sale, but if they didn't have the sale, we would have been paying at least minimum 1,000 just to test. We're not even talking about C-section and all of that, right?
Right,
But we we brand ourselves as home of the 3K.
right,
You understand? So if people are watching the live, if people every time we go live they're watching, I mean some of them maybe they just come on for the first time the live, but if they for people who've been watching us,
mm-hmm.
they can definitely see that when they go to our YouTube, Instagram, whatever, we brand ourselves as
Home of the
home
three
of
K
the
pup.
3K.
Right,
And don't we know what our dog is worth?
right,
But guess what? We still gonna stick to that home of the 3K.
right, right,
That's it.
right. So let's stay on the topic of pricing.
Hmm
because that's a hot topic right now too. Just because you see other people selling dogs for 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, and maybe you feel like your dog looks similar to theirs, right? Or maybe you might even feel like your dog looks better than their dog. You don't know how long those people have been breeding dogs. You don't know how expansive or extensive their network is. You don't know how much energy or money they're putting into their marketing and social media presence. So just because you have a dog that kind of looks like someone else's dog or might even carry the same DNA, doesn't mean that you will be able to sell your dogs at that same price point. So this is the reason why we have branded ourselves at a very affordable price point. Imagine this, right? We have a litter right now, a litter of 5, right? So that's 15,000. Just walk with me. That's 15,000 right now, right? And our only goal is to take care of these puppies, to whelp them well, right? To take care of them and to find them homes when they hit 8 weeks. Anything beyond 8 weeks, you're incurring those expenses. You're taking care of those dogs, right? So the moment they are mature and they're strong enough to go to new homes, that's when we want to put them into new homes because you're going to be left with the bill. All those extra vaccinations, all those extra deworming sessions, all the extra food, the pee pads, vet visits, emergency care, anything can happen, right? Until you find those puppies homes, you will be covering the cost of taking care of them. That's why it's so important for you to market your litters even beforehand, right? It doesn't need to be a secret that you're a breeder. Everybody needs to know that you are breeding Frenchies, or you are breeding Cane Corsos, or you are breeding Shih Tzus, or whatever it is that you are breeding. Everybody needs to know because you definitely don't want those puppies to be born. Nobody knows, and now you're working overtime trying to get them to new homes. And I say that because marketing is free, y'all. You don't have to pay for marketing. Marketing is free. If you don't have a breeder's account, create one. Like, social media is also free. You don't have to pay for ads. I mean, we tend to go the extra mile, and we have an AKC marketplace account because AKC has very serious buyers, and we've told y'all that before. AKC has very serious buyers. One of our subscribers told us that he actually got his dog off of AKC marketplace. Create an AKC account. Okay, if you haven't already, create an AKC marketplace account. That's how you get your dogs out fast. And this is why I'm saying that. If you have a litter, right? Let's say your goal is to make 15 to 20 off of a litter. Okay, boom. You have a litter of 5. That's 15. All right, 15. We still gotta buy food, we gotta buy pee pads, we have to make sure mom C-section is covered. We gotta buy baby wipes. What else, babe? Vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
The stud is in house, so we don't have to purchase any stud credits. But anything beyond those 8 weeks, yeah, you're losing. You're losing, especially if you are sitting at affordable prices. So sometimes me and my husband have conversations to say, man, like, is it really worth it? Like, are we making money here? Are we losing money? Like what's what's the update on the numbers? But yes, it's worth it, but you want to see a profit. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna turn it back over to my husband. The reason why I brought up, oh, he wants to write. Okay, baby, let me find you a piece of paper. The reason why I brought up marketing heavy and getting your pups out at that 8 week mark is because you don't want to incur more fees for the litter, right? So, however much your C-section costs, however much your dog food costs, however much pee pads or your whelping setup costs, or you know, however much money it costs you to have this litter, market this litter, and get this litter to new homes is your price, right? But anything after that, Nah,
Hmm.
we got to cut the cost and not, we ain't cutting corners, but we have to cut the cost. So I'm gonna throw it to my husband because he met a guy. I'm gonna make this quick. He met a guy. We were already home of the 3K pup, but he met a guy, y'all. The guy looks like he has litters like almost every week. And he was like, "Yeah, I get them out so fast because they're 3K. Like all of them are 3K, regardless of coat, regardless of color, they're all 3K." But it's like, bro, who are you selling these dogs to? How are you getting a litter of 5, litter of 6, litter of 7 out almost? It looks like almost every other week.
And that's before we even meet him, we already discussed that we're gonna be home of the 3K pup. And when I met him,
No,
his
baby,
slogan
don't do
is
that.
same thing, 3K. And this guy been selling dogs. He told me, um, when they had the, how you call it again, when everybody was kind of locked down,
COVID.
when they had COVID, yeah. When they had COVID, this guy said like people been waiting. He was selling them like in a week. He's selling five Frenchies in a
Ouch.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that's a blessing to be selling 5 Frenchies in a week.
Yeah.
But COVID times were a little different because
Hmm.
people were at home. People had time um to be at home, take care of
Yeah.
puppies and things like that.
And
Times were a little
let
different.
me go back on this. Like some people puppies, they stand on it. He put in the pennies more.
No,
Some
baby,
people
don't do that.
stand on it, right? We have quality dogs, healthy quality dogs,
Trust.
right? We know they worth way more, right? But guess what? We gonna always stick to that slogan, home of the 3K pup. Some other people
Don't do that.
sells Frenchies 10, 15, 20. Guess what? They gonna stick to that. Don't matter what,
Right.
that's their
That's
price.
their
They
price.
not changing it, they not going
And
down.
that's their marketing.
And that's why I said we know what our own worth, but guess what? We can go up, but no, we're gonna stick to that, and that's what we're gonna stick to.
Okay, so let's talk about it real quick. Let's debate some prices real quick because me and my husband often go back and forth about pricing and whether whether we should have consistent pricing or we should have tiers or puppies should be priced differently. Let us know what y'all think. Or litters should be priced differently. So it's 3 tiers with Frenchies. You can have your, I hate to say basic because I don't want to say our dogs are basic or any dog is basic, but you can have like your entry level tier where you have a standard French Bulldog, right? And when I say standard, I mean they are not a fluffy carrier, they're not fluffies, they're not big rope. They are just French Bulldogs. No extra features or no premium anything. They're just standard, right? That's entry level. Then you have your fluffy carriers, right? That's kind of upscale, right? And then you have your full fluffies. That is premium. Trust. No, no, don't take the top off. Yeah, this little boy here is so opinionated now that no, mommy said no. Okay. And then you have, oh, it's not coming out. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. All right, baby. And then you have your full fluffies, which are for like collectors. Not everybody likes fluffies, and that's okay. Everybody has their preference. But it's like 3 tiers of Frenchies right now. Now, your question or our question to you is if you are new, you're just starting out, right? Let's say you have a fluffy, or let's say you have some fluffy carriers. Should you be pricing your dogs at 15K? Just because they're fluffy. Should you be pricing your dogs at premium prices getting started? And we always tell you guys, yes, it depends on who you are. Y'all wait, give me a second. I'm gonna throw it to you, baby.
I'll take it. Go ahead.
Well, let me mute your mic then.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, you muted. Okay, so let me get back to it because this boy is tearing my journal up. I'm happy this eraser is I'm gonna have to erase this whole page. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So it's three tiers of fluffies right now. You have your entry level standard Frenchie, right? And then you have your fluffy carriers. And then the last level is your premium full fluffy or your fluffy big ropes. You have to decide if you are going to have a standard price. Only you know your clientele, only you will know your market, only you will know how much time you have to dedicate to social media marketing. So, are you going to have standard pricing? Will you charge different prices for the litter? Will you have different prices for each puppy in the litter? Um, Not saying it can't be done. We know people who have different prices for pet homes. We know people who have different prices for breedable dogs. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We ain't got time for all that. Can I unmute you, babe? I want you to. Okay, in a second. Okay, y'all. It's so hard to keep up with conversations you've had with this person, and you have messages coming in from Instagram and from Facebook, from TikTok, from YouTube, from Marketplace. Like y'all, it could be a headache sometimes. Just simply corresponding with people and marketing your y'all. It's it can be too much sometimes. That's why we have standard pricing. But let us know what y'all think. We just wrapping up the live. We wanted to go live. Wait, we wanted to go live. I'm not sure, Crystal. I'm not sure if you're still here with us. But she said buy a slow feeder bowl for your dogs. It's healthier. We have slow feeder bowls. I'm not sure where that comment came from because we don't see any dogs eating right now. I'm not sure where that comment came from. But hopefully this live stream made sense. We wanted to come on this Monday morning and just give you guys some perspective and some also some inspiration because some people want to turn their hobby of breeding to full-time income. And for those of you who just joined us, we said that sometimes you might have to wait. Sometimes it might not benefit you and your family for you to, just fully step out there and quit your job and start breeding because breeding you'll have ebbs and flows. Y'all, even if you confirm a litter, thank you girl dad, even if you confirm a litter of, let's say 5, you can confirm a litter of 5 and have 3. Okay, you can confirm a litter of 7 and only 2 survive. So breeding is very unpredictable. That's why I wanted my husband to speak to this too. Breeding can be very, very, very unpredictable. So if you don't have cushion, if you don't have, multiple streams of income, if you don't even have like support and resources to kind of get you through those hard times or those valleys before you hit another peak, y'all, it can be very, very, very stressful because if you love your dogs, you will go to any extent to make sure that they have what they need. Like it's not even about breeding at that. It's strictly about dog care. If you love dogs or animals in general, you will make sure that they have the best care possible. So sometimes we might not even plan for an extra $1,200 that we might have to spend on vet visits. We love our dogs. We want the best for them. We don't even think they could eat a wasp. That actually happened to a breeder. You don't even think that they could eat a wasp and now their face is swollen and you're like what do I do? Like, do I self-medicate? Do I take the dog into the vet? Like, what do I do? You don't even plan for you have a what you think is a working stud and then you show up to that breeding and the dog won't even allow the vet to pull them. You don't plan for stuff like that. But that's why we go live and that's why we share a lot of our personal experiences so that you guys can start planning for those things because all of that stuff can happen. So if you don't have cushion and you want to start breeding, I will start working on that. You don't want to put you or your family in a bind, trying to trying to follow your dreams and breed. Breeding is very, very, very expensive. And we have this like little rude saying. Well, I ain't gonna say we have it, but some breeders say don't breed broke, and that's true. But my husband is unmiked now. I will let him close out while I erase with trust. Just wrote in my planner.
Yeah, but guys, definitely we always want to stay positive. All right, you
Yeah,
want to always have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. All right, you always gotta prepare for anything. All right,
yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
but thank everyone for tuning in with us. We just wanted to go live for a little, just to touch up on that. Tonight we'll try go live at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. If we go in earlier, we'll definitely send out a message to let you guys know.
What we what we doing tonight,
Because
baby?
tonight I'm gonna take the railing out. You know,
Oh, potty training.
we moved the hot lamp. I'm gonna take the railing out and I'm gonna start training the puppies to use their potty trays. So I'm gonna be installing that. Um, I'm gonna feed them their mush. They've been doing pretty good. I would say I'll give them by now and this Friday they should be good with
Yeah.
eating the mush, drinking water. But definitely, you guys just tune in with us tonight. Don't forget, we'll try our best to go at 10 p.m. Make sure get the boys all set up, spend some time with them, and then we'll try come on the live at 10 p.m. All right. So just want to say thank each and every one of y'all. We love y'all. Thanks for always tuning in. We'll see you guys tonight at 10.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
okay. Make sure you hit the live on your way out, you guys.